What do you do when you don't know what to do? When there is a challenge in front of you that needs to be overcome, but the solution, it's not already in you? You'll need creative thinking. You'll either find someone who thought creatively about this before you and follow their pattern, or you'll put together what is in you already with some new thinking from outside to find a way forward. In any case, there are things you can do to help yourself find a better way, and there are things you might unknowingly be doing to impede your progress. So, if the challenge of the moment is, what might I do to be a more effective creative thinker? Here are some thoughts from those who have come to this same challenge before you and spent time to create a repeatable pattern to improve their creativity. Experts tell us we need to do two main things. Stop doing the things that impede our creativity and collaboration, and start doing the things that potentiate our creative problem-solving capacity. Let's talk about what to stop first. Stop believing you can be perfect. There is no such thing as a grown-up. Just growing-ups and stuck people. That's it. And none of us is capable of being a growing up all of the time. We all get stuck. When we let go of the myth of the grown-up, our need to hide our imperfections, to be defensive, diminishes, clearing the path for something new to emerge. The myth of the grown-up is like a noxious weed in our garden, robbing nutrients and sunlight from the growth we're all capable of. Then, once we acknowledge that we don't know, that we might not even be aware that we don't know, that we're often unconsciously incompetent, we have the humility to be curious. We have the beginning of an ability to see our habitual judgment as something that might not be as grounded in wisdom as our egos would have us believe. So, what do we start doing? How might we develop some habits of behavior and thought that help us find new ways of doing things more rapidly, more wisely? Here are three. First, get in the habit of looking for what you like about something, an idea, a concept, a viewpoint, that you've not been exposed to in the past, before you look for what you don't like about it. We call that having a praise-first attitude, and it can make a huge difference in the amount of creative thinking that happens in you and around you. Second, start framing challenges, obstacles, and problems not in the form of a complaint, but in the form of a question instead. So, instead of saying things like, "That can't be right," think, "What might be right about it?" Instead of, "There's only one way to solve that problem," replace it with, "What might be all the ways to solve that problem?" Instead of, "That'll never work," replace it with, "How might we make that work?" Finally, third, and we'd argue the most important, start surrounding yourself with optimistic brain feed. We live in a world where the business model of media is to grab our attention so that our eyes and ears are tuned to that media, such that we see the advertisements paying the salaries of the folks behind that media channel. Danger grabs our attention, and constant hearing of this kind of brain feed energizes fear, retraction, and pessimism. Pessimists stay stuck in not knowing what to do. Optimists solve problems. Seek and fill your mind feed with more media that encourages you to live up to your full human potential, and you will.